So Donald Trump recently fired his labor statistics commissioner. In the wake of the commissioner making a report on labor, on jobs in this nation, in this nation's economy, that he didn't like. Trump didn't like the report, so he fired her. Donald Trump, in the wake of that negative report, has not sat down and thought to himself, maybe it's my tariffs, maybe I'm fucking it up. No, in his mind, everyone else is out to get him yet again. He's never wrong, he's always correct, and everyone else is crazy and not him. Trump's tariffs now are injecting more uncertainty into the global economy, as reported by CNBC. So, his tariffs are causing uncertainty in the global economy. The head-in-chief Donald Trump signed an executive order that adjusted so-called reciprocal tariffs on a slew of countries with new levies ranging from 10% to 41%. Trump told NBC News in a phone interview that he was open to more compelling offers, but it was too late for some nations to avoid duties as of next week. World leaders have been reacting to the developments. A weak jobs report is raising pressure on the White House to blunt potential negative impacts of tariffs. Canada, Brazil, and Switzerland were hit especially hard with higher rates. Lesotho, Madagascar, and the Falkland Islands appear to have gotten a reprieve from previously threatened hikes. So Donald Trump is threatening nation states who we more than likely would by default have a trade deficit with, because what in the fuck could they possibly like, how are these nations going to afford American exports to even out the fucking deficit, like to even out the balance? Donald Trump does not even know what a trade deficit is. He does not know why most trade deficits aren't bad. He doesn't know what he's doing. Donald Trump is playing mafioso with the entire planet, trying to get nation states to come before him and basically make peace offerings. That's basically what's happening here. He's trying to get the world to make peace offerings to him, to come to him and offer him money in exchange for relieving the tariffs. That's exactly what's happening here. Donald Trump, we see right through you. You're a fraud. CNBC's reporters cover the tariffs and their impact on air and online from our bureaus in Washington, London, Singapore, San Francisco, and Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey. U.S. consumers are to face the highest average tariff rate since 1934. That's around the Depression. U.S. consumers will experience an overall average effective tariff rate of 18.3%, the highest since 1934. Now, what significant economic event happened around 1934? Some say it's the Great Depression, some say the Greatest Depression. So great, so amazing. The tariffs are expected to cost U.S. households on average $2,400 in 2025, with the levies disproportionately impacting clothes, the Nonpartisan Research Center said. So most Americans don't even have an emergency $2,400, and now the American people must pay an extra $2,400 for goods that never had to be more expensive in the first place. This nation is going to collapse under this orange fuck. In the short run, consumers could see 40% higher shoe prices and 38% higher clothing prices. In the longer term, shoe prices are likely to be 19% higher, while clothing prices are likely to be 17% higher according to the Budget Lab. That's assuming that Trump doesn't cause absolute economic collapse. Donald Trump doesn't realize by levying tariffs, you are fucking with the stock market. You are fucking with the ability for companies to loan money. When people see the American economy becoming less stable, less and less people are going to be purchasing bonds, less investments into the government, into this nation. Normally, when the stock market crashes, that means companies lose significant amounts of money, and when they lose money and lose the ability to lend money, guess who they can't pay? The people they employ. The people they employ being the average everyday American laborer, worker, regardless of what job it is, blue collar, white collar. Massive companies now find it more difficult to hire those people. If those people aren't being hired, guess what they have less of? Money. And if they have less money and the average everyday consumer good is more expensive thanks to tariffs, guess what that means? Less money's being spent, meaning less money circulating in the economy, meaning mom and pop shops are going to start shutting down. Your favorite little breakfast spot that was founded like 20 something years ago in the 2000s or 30 something years ago in the 90s, shut down. Shut down. The companies don't have any money anymore. And people aren't showing up to buy breakfast or lunch anymore. So now your favorite shops are now shutting down because they just can't afford to keep the lights on. All thanks to your Lord and Savior, Donald Trump. By the way, This economic fallout cycles and cycles and cycles until it becomes a what? A depression. 1939 was the end of the Great Depression. So Donald Trump is putting up Great Depression numbers in terms of tariff percentages that the American people are going to have to pay. This man, if you can call him that, this creature, this gremlin, this demon, this ogre, this troll, this rodent, whatever term you want to use, is destroying this nation bit by bit by bit. Donald Trump uses a narrative, there's a trade deficit, they're ripping us off, but Donald Trump is the same one who attacked the UK, who we have a trade surplus with. So even when a nation state has a trade surplus with the United States, he still wages economic warfare. This nigga doesn't know what he's doing. And then you have fucking Peter Navarro egging this on, supporting this fuckery at the expense of the American people. And this is a political party that we're the working man's party. You mean you appeal to the racism of the working man, you appeal to the sexism of the working man, the homophobia of the working man, the hatred of liberalism of the working man, but you don't appeal to the working man's true interests. The lights on, a roof over the heads of his children, food on their plates, clothes on their backs. You don't give a fuck about that. The conservative party of this nation is in on a conspiracy to destroy this nation's socioeconomic scale. They don't want the average everyday American to DJ Khaled. They don't want us to be rich. They don't want, they don't want us to be able to scale the socioeconomic ladder. They want to bring back socioeconomic hierarchy so stringent and so strong you would think we took a blast of the past back to medieval times. That is the level. That is the level of hatred they have for the working class. That is why Mike Johnson sees fit to destroy the healthcare of the average day working class American while enjoying the benefits of it for himself and his family. They're sick and tired of black Americans, non-white Americans. They're sick and tired of white Americans who are middle class. It sickens them to see middle class white people. It sickens them. They can't wait until people become serfs again. They can't wait for people to become poor again. Make America broke again. Really should be what the fuck is on those nasty ass little red hats. Make America trash again. These niggas aren't, but look at their behavior. These people are tired of people having the freedom to scale the socioeconomic ladder. These people want to bring back bloodlines, royalty. They want to bring back feudalism. These people hate freedom, liberty, and justice. Even for just straight white males, it sickens them. It makes them sick. They won't rest until Trump is king, his family are royals, and all of his underlings become dukes and barons and counts and things of that nature. Until then, they'll never rest. They will never rest. These people are my enemy, your enemy. If you're conservative white American watching this, these people fucking hate you too. Do not trust these rats. Trump, Musk, Johnson, the list goes on and on. All of them are conspiring not against just me, but they're conspiring against you too. And it's never too late to wake up and realize that. Just saying.